in chief here at Dear Pandemic, and I am really excited to talk this morning with Dr. Allison Bernstein, who's a neuroscientist studying Parkinson's disease, and she is also by night the voice behind Mommy PhD and one of the Sci Moms. Thanks so much for joining me this morning, Allison.
I'm really excited to be here.
So tell me, what are you looking forward to doing this weekend?
Also, I have two exciting things happening this weekend because I'm now fully vaccinated and so is my husband.
Woohoo!
Last night, I went to a friend's house and we had wine and dessert together with no masks. Inside.
Amazing.
She has a new house. I got to have the tour of her. It was amazing. Normal life is great. And then tonight we're going for our first dining outside since the pandemic started. So we are reemerging.
You're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, it's a process.
We had a bunch of social engagements for the first time. My dad came to visit for the first time in a year and a half. Let's see, that was 2 weeks ago. And we had a whole bunch of people over in our backyard. The weather was really nice. We went out to dinner at a restaurant outside, and I was like exhausted at the end of the week. Even my kids were like, can we just not see anyone for like a month, please?
This transition is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me. And I have a huge thank you to Bridges for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing for providing ASL interpretation today. And we're trying to get live closed captioning too. We have a captioner here, but it is just, it just came up. So hopefully it's working again soon. There's some technical issue with it. So I have questions from readers today, Allison, and I'm excited to tackle a few of these. Here's a nice warm-up question for you from Lynn in New York, who wants to know, she says, I had my second dose of Pfizer vaccine a month ago, and I want to donate blood as I did before the pandemic. Will this lessen my immunity?
So this is actually a really interesting question. And it led me down a rabbit hole of immunology textbooks and data, but it will not lessen your immunity because of the way that the levels of antibodies in your blood are maintained. So even though you are taking blood out of your body, your antibody level will still stay the same. When your blood gets replenished, those memory cells that are so important for long-lasting immunity will still be there and still be producing antibodies. So you do not need to worry that donating blood will lessen your immunity.
Great. While you were there, did you find out anything about whether the person receiving Lynn's blood will receive any immunity?
I was not down that particular rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, neither one of us is an immunologist, so we'll have to get back to you on that one. That was the second part of her question.
I mean, based on just what I know about how the immune system works, the antibodies will be in there.
If it's a whole blood donation, the antibodies would be in there, but maybe not concentrated enough to actually do much of any good. I don't know. We'll ask an immunologist and get back to you, Lynn. But meanwhile, it won't lessen your immunity to donate blood. Yeah, so that's good news. So we're going to be talking a lot about vaccines for kids and other kids stuff today. You have 2 kids, is that right, Allison?
Yeah, I do. A 12-year-old who got her first dose on Thursday.
Oh my goodness.
And a 7-year-old who said, now that big sister is vaccinated, when she's fully vaccinated, will you all be protecting me?
Oh, that's
I was like, yes, we're making a bubble around you.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I love it. So we have a lot of questions about vaccines for kids, actually, to start with. And the first one comes from Beth from Massachusetts, who says, my 10-year-old is so close in body weight to my 12-year-old, but may not be protected by a vaccine until the fall. What is the difference between the vaccines and how will they be determined? And I think she means difference by age. Mm-hmm. If body weight is the deciding factor, could we vaccinate younger if the child falls within the weights studied?
Yeah, so this is, I think, really important to think about because we often think about drug dosing by weight. But in this case, it's more about how the immune system changes as kids grow up. So kids' immune systems are different than big kids' immune system. They're different than adult immune systems. So the body weight is actually not part of the decision and not part of the dosing for the kids for pediatric vaccines. So the dosing is actually the same right now. The dose that 12 to 15-year-olds get is the same as the adult dose. The trials for the younger kids are actually testing multiple doses.
Yeah.
Because those kids are they're not only littler, their immune systems are different. So part of those trials is figuring out the dose. So.
Yeah, so my understanding of this is exactly that. Little kids are not just littler people. They have different, I mean, they're in different developmental stages and our immune systems grow up with us. So, you know, they're different.
Yeah.
I got some insight yesterday into what is involved with figuring out the dosing in the Moderna trials that are happening for littler kids. And it's incredibly complicated. They're really going through a whole series of different dosing structures to figure out what is going to work best and be safest.
And this is why it's so important that the trials there are trials for different age groups.
Right.
We can't just apply that knowledge across the board to all ages. And so it's frustrating because it's slow, but it's so important.
Yeah. And it's also why they don't just launch all the trials, like all the ages at the same time, because they want to figure out, you know, what is safe and effective in the adults and then kind of walk it back into younger kids.
Yeah.
So here's another one about vaccines in kids. This comes from Lisa in New York, who asks, I'm vaccinated. My 18-year-old is vaccinated, but for some reason, I am concerned about vaccinating my 12-year-old. He wants the vaccine, but how worried should I realistically be about effects on young kids going into puberty and possible long-term repercussions? And I'll just say, we got a lot of questions like this. And a lot of them said, you know, came from people who said, I am totally for the vaccines. Why, you know, help me with this reservation that I have lingering.
I think the why is that there's a lot of scary things going around on social media and between parents and parents groups, and some not based at all in fact, and some very loosely based in fact. So I think this fear and this worry is totally understandable given the information landscape that we're in. And I think for young kids, for tweens and teenagers, like they're going through puberty, they're going through a lot of changes. We're probably already worried about them because of that. And then you throw this in on top of it. I think it's totally understandable to have these concerns. The good news is that when we're specifically talking about puberty and fertility, we've seen no impact in any of the people vaccinated, which is at this point millions of people and some older teenagers already. We've seen no impact on hormones or puberty timing. There's also, I'm going to throw out a term and then I'll explain it. There's no biological plausibility for how these vaccines would actually affect fertility or puberty in boys or girls. And so I know you're going to ask me what biological plausibility is.
What is biological plausibility, Allison?
Thank you, Malia. I will answer that for you. So biological plausibility is basically the idea that if there is something we don't know, can we imagine a way that would be true based on all the things that we already know about biology and the human body? Because we do know an awful lot about biology and how the human body works and how the immune system works. So just because we don't know this specific question, we can use the knowledge that we have to say, yes, there is a way that this could work, so it's something we should be worried about, or there's really not really any way that this could work, so we're going to put it low on our levels of concerns. And that I think is where this falls. There's not biological plausibility for there to be effects. So there is some information out there that the vaccine might briefly affect girls' periods for 1 or 2 cycles. And this might be because of the vaccine, the temporary immune response, there's fever, there's also stress. My daughter was very nervous about her shot. She's nervous for all shots. It wasn't specifically this one. But they don't cause long-term disruption of periods. And we know that because lots of women have gotten the vaccine already.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and there has never been any vaccine that has had a long-term effect on future. I mean, we give lots of vaccines to kids and tweens and teenagers, and there never has been any vaccine that has had an effect like that. Or produced any other chronic long-term condition, actually. So this is something that we just don't expect, you know, there's not a realistic pathway that we would worry about here.
Yeah, and
So
there's another point, if I could just tack
yeah,
on to that, just the more general long-term effects question, because there's part of that embedded in her question,
yeah,
is that essentially all of the vaccine side effects that we see, not just with this vaccine, but with all vaccines that we give, all happen within 2 months.
right.
And so there are not long-term effects of vaccines other than being immune to disease.
Right.
So, which
Right.
is the effect we want, right? So
Right.
again, just this reassurance that we don't generally see long-term effects with vaccines. We don't expect it from this one because of everything we know about the immune system. And I'm also going to plug signing up for vSafe, which is the CDC monitoring system to track the side effects that do happen.
Yeah. Did you sign up for vSafe when you were vaccinated?
I did. My husband signed up. My daughter is signed up.
So how do you sign up? Tell us how we do it.
So when you get your vaccine, you will be given the vaccine information sheet and a sheet about vSafe.
Uh-huh.
And it has a link. I think it's just vsafe.cdc.gov. You can also just Google vSafe if you forget. And then you literally sign up on your phone, you fill out a form, and then every day, it's daily initially, and then it goes to weekly. You just get a notification on your phone, you click the link, you answer like 3 or 4 questions about how you're feeling. And we had no serious side effects, so we did not get any follow-up. But if you were having serious side effects, I think that it would trigger someone to contact you.
Uh-huh. And this is where we get a lot of our information about the rates of side effects, like how many people do get a headache after they've been vaccinated. And it was one of the systems that was triggered the concern about the blood clots in the J&J vaccine. So it is really important for people to report their side effects.
Yeah.
So let's talk, one more point here that I want to talk about is, vaccines, like any drug, it's a balance of risks, right? We're talking about not just the risks of vaccination, but it's also really important to think about the risks of the thing that we're preventing, right? So, how, I know you've written a lot about this, so just, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I try to approach a lot of science communication from this risk idea, because not all of us know all the details about every scientific question that we're going to face. So we can take out needing that specialized knowledge and talk about, is this risky to me? How does it compare to another risk? Right. So I have a whole series on SciMoms about the basics of risk perception. So you can check that out. I think you guys have that link to drop.
Yeah, we're going to drop that in the chat if we didn't already do it.
Awesome. So if we think about this in risk, like we think about the risks of vaccination, which we've talked about, right? They're relatively minor side effects within the first 2 months. We don't expect there to be long-term effects. That's a fairly low risk. But what we do know is that the potential for long-term complications from COVID itself are much higher, both the ones that we know and the ones that we're concerned about, because there is a high level of, again, biological plausibility. There are a lot of reasons for us to think that the effects of COVID will persist for a very long time. So COVID poses a much higher risk to our kids than COVID vaccines.
Yeah. So that's something that I really want to emphasize, that COVID infection is not analogous to getting a COVID vaccine, really. I mean, they're not at all parallel, either in risk or in actually what happens inside your body when, an infection is not like a vaccine. A vaccine is a much lower level, intervention in your body, and also just, doesn't involve all of the same systems as getting infected. So, so you want to ask me this one from Francesca?
Oh, sure. And I don't know how to pronounce the name of this town in California.
Sebastopol.
Okay.
I've been there.
That is not how I would have said it. So I'm glad you knew how to pronounce it.
Sorry, Kat. She had to finger spell that one.
So the question is there any concern that the COVID vaccine could cause MISC or MISC in children the way that the actual virus can? I'm eager for my kids to get vaccinated, but had heard this concern months ago and wonder if there is any truth to it.
Yeah, so this is a great follow-on to that thing that we were just talking about, comparing the risks from COVID infection and COVID vaccine, and how they really are not comparable in a lot of ways. So what triggers MISC it stands for multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children. And what it has to do, we don't fully understand what triggers MISC in some kids. It looks like it has something to do with the immune response to the infection, the virus infecting us, and the infection triggers some inflammation in different organ systems, but we don't fully understand why this happens. It's very rare. It's happened to about 4,000 kids in the United States, and it's hard to estimate exactly how, what the rate of MISC is, but I saw one estimate that put the incidence at 1 in 50,000 infected kids. So certainly we are looking for evidence that the vaccine could trigger something like MISC, and that's why this question came up. That's probably why Francesca heard about it and why it came up at the recent meeting of the CDC review committee, the external review committee that recommends vaccines. There were no cases of MISC in the adolescent trials for the Pfizer vaccine in either the control group or the vaccine group. And it's hard to infer much from no cases, right? Because this is a really very rare outcome. But I think one thing we can infer is that the vaccine doesn't cause a lot more MISC than infection does. And when we talk about biological plausibility, there are a lot of reasons to think that COVID infection and the inflammatory process that accompanies infection is what produces MISC, and that the vaccine doesn't produce that kind of inflammation. And so, it's something that we're watching carefully for. And I would say we're not going to rule out it as a possibility at this point, but it's something that is certainly a risk with COVID infection, which is what the vaccine prevents. So that's what we know about it so far. I expect this to be a evolving story. So stay tuned on any more evidence there. So let's turn to herd immunity, the whole reason for the vaccines here. We got a question from Amy in Wisconsin, who says, until recently, I assumed that we were aiming for herd immunity and that at some point we would be able to socialize without masks. We'll come back to that point. I'm now seeing that herd immunity may not be reachable in the United States, given vaccine hesitancy, and I would say other stuff too. So how do we get out of this? This is something that you and I have both thought a lot about, Allison. So what do you think?
So I think so many things.
I know, me too. I have a lot of thoughts on this.
It's hard to organize my thoughts into a neat order here. So one, I think herd immunity is being used incorrectly in a lot of the reporting on this, and it's creating some like needless hysteria.
Yeah.
Because people are equating, I'm going to throw out again some technical terms that will then explain. People are using herd immunity when they mean eradication.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so eradication means that we have completely removed a disease from the planet Earth. It no longer exists. No one can get it. And we don't need to vaccinate anymore because that disease doesn't exist in the population. So the only disease that we have ever been able to do this for in the history of humans is smallpox. So people of my generation, we don't get a smallpox vaccine. The kids don't get a smallpox vaccine because it's gone. It is eradicated.
Right. There's no more smallpox on Earth.
So I think when a lot of these articles are saying we're never going to reach herd immunity because of vaccine hesitancy, what they really mean is we're not going to eradicate the disease. But I wrote like last summer, maybe last fall, before there were vaccines available, that we were very unlikely to eradicate this disease anyway.
Yeah.
Because we didn't take appropriate action very, very early. Once this was everywhere in the world, eradication was never on the table. So I think there's a little bit of misunderstanding about those words, and words are important. So that is one thing.
Yeah, it took 200 years to eradicate smallpox.
Yeah.
So if we eradicate COVID-19, it's a long way off.
Yeah, not in my lifetime.
No.
The other thing I think is herd immunity. It's not a light switch.
It is not a light switch.
We talk about herd immunity threshold as if it's a static number.
Yeah.
That exists for a disease. And it's a range. It's a moving target. It's also not how you get out of a pandemic.
Right.
And Malia, I borrowed that statement from you because I thought it was such an interesting way to put it. Like, it's how we prevent a pandemic from starting.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So I don't know.
It's how we prevent another epidemic from starting. Like, once herd immunity works after we've reached a point where there's really very little COVID going around, right? It would, like, rare enough cases that it would make the news if there were an outbreak. Herd immunity will keep another pandemic from triggering, but it won't actually end this pandemic. This is like the whole like puzzle over the herd immunity through natural infection. It was like, what? That's exactly what herd immunity does not mean.
Yeah.
So yes, it's not a finish line either.
Yeah. And it's not a finish line because there's always new babies being born.
Right.
And they're not vaccinated.
Right.
So there's that. And then there was another thing I had that.
So the one thing that I think the big takeaway here is that sometimes we say we're never going to reach herd immunity. And so people are like, oh my God, so we have to do this forever? We're going to be like stuck. So how do we get out of this? Back to Amy's question. If we can't reach herd immunity.
It's what it's always been, layers of protection. It's like, I really like this Swiss cheese analogy that if you've been on our Simon's blog, you've seen me post a gazillion times. Vaccines are a powerful protection. They are a slice of Swiss cheese with very few holes.
They're like a slice of cheddar cheese, maybe?
Yeah. Or maybe, oh, now we're going to talk about cheese and you're from Wisconsin. Sorry. I love cheese.
I love cheese too.
I warned you that I like tangents, but we won't go on the cheese tangent right now.
So the vaccine is like the cheddar cheese, and then we have Swiss cheese layers too.
Like masks, right? Masks are not perfect. Nobody has ever said they are perfect, and nobody has ever said they are the single answer to the pandemic. They are part of these layers of protection. Distancing, not gathering, and all of those things add up. And of course, as more people are fully vaccinated, we can relax some of those things in a stepwise, thoughtful fashion, hopefully tied to actually what's happening in the real world, which is a segue probably into maybe
that is a great segue into our next topic. Before we move on, I'll just say that, vaccines, because they prevent infection and they prevent transmission, and they do that for a long time, and you don't have to put them on and take them off your face. And they are very durable. So they, we know that they last at least 9 months at this point, and probably much longer. They're really the best way out of this, right? So even though herd immunity, when we say we'll never reach herd immunity, or we may never reach herd immunity, like that actually doesn't matter. Vaccines are still the way out of this ultimately, right? So it doesn't mean like there's no point in vaccinating. And it also doesn't mean we're going to be in a pandemic for the rest of our lives. It just means that like herd immunity it's still our policy goal. It's just not as important as I think everybody thought it was, or thinks it is. Not everybody. So there's some science Twitter has a really, really smart little niche that talks about this. And I love following. Carl Bergstrom is a good way in if you want a great follow there. So I wrote an article about this last week for Slate that I think we're going to put in the links for you to read. So anyway, let's segue to this idea of, speaking of Swiss cheese and the layered protection that we are going to drop in a very thoughtful and measured way based on science. We got a lot of questions this week about this new mask guidance from CDC. Dana in Chicago is one of many people who asked us about this. I'm vaccinated, but I live with someone who can't be vaccinated and is immunocompromised. I work in a business open to the public where it will be impossible to police customers' vaccination status. I'm worried that if I get a breakthrough case of COVID, that I'll pass it on to my partner. The science seems to be saying that even if I get a breakthrough case, I'm less likely to pass it on. Am I reading this correctly? Should I be taking extra precautions? Dana and a lot of other people are very puzzled about this CDC guidance. So let's talk about it.
I am also puzzled.
A lot of us are.
Puzzled is mild.
Yeah.
Baffled.
There's a lot of WTF happening on Epi Twitter right now.
Yeah. I do not understand this guidance. What I do understand is that, oops, sorry, my mic. The science on the protection for people who are fully vaccinated is very strong. Yeah. The vaccines work better than I ever could have expected.
Yeah.
So fully vaccinated people are very unlikely, like extremely unlikely to get sick. If they do get sick, it's very mild. And they're also unlikely to transmit the disease, to bring it home in this situation, to bring it home from work and pass it on to someone.
Right. And so, you know, even when we talk about breakthrough infections, that also includes asymptomatic, we're learning. So asymptomatic, symptomatic, and transmission vaccines are great prevention for the vast majority of people who get vaccinated.
So that is great news. And in that sense, the guidelines for fully vaccinated people, they do reflect that evidence and that science. The problems to me with this guidance have nothing to do with the science and everything to do with our social interactions and human behavior.
Yeah.
And that's where I worry that it will fall apart. And I hope that I am wrong. And I hope that people behave better than I expect. So I'm not really worried about me with this new guidance. I'm fully vaccinated. I could probably move through the world, even amidst unvaccinated people, and be fine. But most of Americans are not vaccinated. Like our national average for fully vaccinated is about 35% of people, right? That's nowhere near even the lowest estimates of herd immunity, for whatever that's worth. But we're so far below where we can just all throw away our masks. It just seems very premature to me. I
agree with you. You know, the thing I'm really worried about, and we posted about this on Dear Pandemic yesterday, is the equity issues that it raises, because, you know, there are people, so yeah, for fully vaccinated people, this is great. You can take off your mask, but not everybody can be a fully vaccinated person yet. Kids cannot, for example, be a fully vaccinated person. So now I've got 2 kids who are both too young to be vaccinated. And where I was feeling pretty comfortable that I could take them to Target or whatever last week, because Target, you know, my county requires masks in indoor spaces for all people. Now I'm like, oh, I guess I can't, because now people are going to be walking around without masks. And how do you police who has to wear the mask and who doesn't? And in addition to that, I think it's really raises big problems with equity in public spaces and workplaces, because there are people having one rule for people who are vaccinated and another rule for people who aren't vaccinated at work is really a challenge for the people who haven't been able to get a vaccine yet. And, you know, we just saw this. Did you see that report from Kaiser Family Foundation about vaccine hesitancy amongst Latinos? That said that one of the main reasons that there's still low uptake is not because of hesitancy. It's because of barriers to the vaccine. People who don't have sick leave, for example, are reluctant to go get the vaccine when they know they might be, you know, in bed for 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, I also wrote about this on SciMoms.
I think everyone in the nerdy neighborhood wrote something about it.
I was up till 2 a.m. because I was like, I have so much to say and I can't sleep until I get it out of my brain. But I wrote in there that it's really taking this idea of this is all about the individual.
Yeah.
It's completely disregarded the fact that this is an infectious disease and it affects communities.
Yeah.
And so it really puts the burden and the onus on individual people. And so all it is, not all it is doing, but a major thing that it will do is just enhance all of the inequities and all of the disparities that COVID has already wreaked havoc upon communities.
Right.
I mean, it's very,
Really
very,
illuminate. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not saying that very well, but it's.
No, I think we're all really, I mean, I won't say all of us, but there's a lot of frustration that, you know, this was just premature. We weren't ready for this step yet. So,
You know, and it was only 2 weeks ago that they modified. So they could have just waited, right? More people.
that's where I'm at with it. Like I also do not want to wear a mask forever and ever. I just don't think we were there yet. Like for indoor spaces in particular, I would have been okay with outdoor spaces. I think the evidence is strong enough at this point that that being outdoors is pretty good protection. And so yeah, I'm comfortable with being not masked in outdoor spaces. I just don't think we needed new guidance on indoor spaces this week.
And they could have announced it as, this is our goal, help us get there. Team effort, do your part, get a vaccine so we can get to this point. I don't know why that wasn't part of the message. I mean, I'm in Michigan and we have this back to normal plan where the easing of restrictions is linked to benchmarks, vaccination benchmarks and transmission benchmarks.
Right.
So like 2 weeks post certain benchmarks, if cases don't rise again, we will ease certain restrictions. So that could easily have been the case.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. And where we are now is exactly where I feared we would be when I first read it. So yes, the guidance is specifically for fully vaccinated people, but because it's unenforceable, I probably, like many of you, I've gotten emails from my kids' soccer team, soccer league, our old gym. They're basically, it's just, there's no more masks. It's masks and distancing. We're getting rid of 2 layers of Swiss cheese indoors at the same time.
Yeah. So Allison, if you were in charge of the CDC, how would you have revised this guideline?
Well, one, I would have waited. Just wait. Are
you comfortable with the outdoor part?
In most situations, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Like my son's soccer league this morning, about half an hour before the first Saturday morning game, sent out an email that masks were no longer required on the field. But kids are all unvaccinated.
Yeah.
It's little kid soccer. They're just like, they play bunch ball. They're like a little herd, a non-immune herd of people chasing a soccer ball, right? Like they're close for an hour outside. So, and I know in the league, like kids of friends of mine have like asthma and other disorders that put them at high risk. So my kid would probably be fine, but some other kids might not be. And so that's where this individual versus your community piece come in.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see it tied to benchmarks. I don't necessarily know what those benchmarks should be.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see it used as like a carrot. Like, look, we can get, this is what we can get to.
Get there. Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. I think we can get there. I just don't think we were ready for it right now.
So I'm concerned. I'm concerned, especially in Michigan, where we're still one of the worst states.
Yeah.
Like things are definitely all going down and going in the right direction, but it's still not good.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that happy note, that is all we have time for today. So we got a lot more questions and we never do get to them all, but I do read all those questions and we use them to decide what we're going to be posting about on the upcoming week. So please go to our website and put those in the question box at our website, dearpandemic.org. Do you have a place you take questions for SciMoms or for Mommy PhD?
If you're at our website for SciMoms, there is, I think there's a contact email.
Okay.
You can also, we're on Instagram, we respond there. On Twitter, we respond there.
And you can
Facebook,
sign up
Messenger.
for the newsletter there too at the website too.
Yep.
So another thank you to Bridges for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing for providing ASL interpretation. And we did get the closed captioning services going. So thank you for working on that, to our closed captioner. We're super excited to provide those services to people who need them. So if you've used them, please let us know in the comments. That's how we kind of keep track of how many people we're reaching there. And Allison, thanks so much for joining me this morning. This has been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll be back at the same time next week, Saturday at 9:30 Central Time. I think we might try to do another questions from kids. So watch out on Dear Pandemic for a post about soliciting questions, I think especially from teenagers who have questions about getting vaccinated. So watch out for that. And in the meantime, stay safe and stay sane.